Hey there, it's Todd Turbo Watson coming to you live from my living room studio, as I like to call it. This is in a series of 5-minute drills that I'm going to do on random topics. Well, this week it's not so random. I'm going to talk a little bit about the iPad. You know, I've written in my blog in recent weeks about the iPad, whether I'm going to get one, whether I'm not going to get one. I kind of wanted to get my hand on one, and I figured until I did that, I really should just shut up and not say much. But now that I've gotten my hands on one, I can talk a little bit about it. I went to an Apple store recently, and I walked in the store. There were about 10 of them people standing around playing with them. I had one available to me, and I picked one up, and I was immediately struck by how heavy it was. I think that's one of the things we're seeing a lot of people commenting on as you think about this device sitting in your lap, on your couch, or on an airplane, or just holding it in your hands. It is a little heavier than you might have anticipated, so just be ready for that. In terms of the experience itself and what I'll call touch computing, which I think people are starting to refer to it as, it's a pretty remarkable object just in terms of the continued sheer prowess of Apple's design capabilities. It's it is kind of like an oversized iPod touch or iPhone, but it's just a gorgeous device. And despite the weight, the feeling that you get, it's a very well-built device, very sturdy, if heavy, and the screen itself is just, I think, remarkable. The colors that I saw, I ran a couple of the games, I ran a couple of videos. The color was just brilliant. The processor that they built for this thing is lightning fast, so even though it's still dominantly a unitask device, although I'm hearing rumors that there will be some multitask capabilities in an upcoming OS X edition for the tablet. It is very, very fast, and that includes the streaming of the video that I saw, as well as the local video, as well as the video game. It all just moved in brilliant colors and with a lot of motion. I did play also around with the virtual keyboard. I found it to be a little bit clunky, but quite honestly, it's because I'm clunky and I've never used a virtual keyboard. I think once you get the hang of that, that could be a perfectly acceptable input device, especially if you're on the road and you just need to do some quick responses. I'm not sure I'd want to write Moby Dick on the virtual keyboard, but then again, it's already been written. So I think my overall impressions are it's a beautiful object. I'd love to have one. I'm not sure I need one, so I'm probably going to wait. But I think for a lot of people who are looking for a mobile computing device or fairly mobile computing device that's not a netbook, that is an Apple, and whether or not they get the 3G or just the Wi-Fi tethered version, there's a lot that can be done with this device that could supplant some of your existing computing. I think more interestingly, though, is going to be to see what kind of content gets built for this device, whether it be new types of magazines with animations and videos and other things, new textbooks, for example, which I know has been talked about a lot. That could really bring learning to life in a way that really makes the film strips that I had when I was in grade school look pretty prehistoric. But, you know, you can also see a little bit of gray here as well. Overall, I think these guys have a winner on their hands. Even if it's a first gen, there's going to be a lot of upside to go. And I, for one, am going to hang on and wait and see some of the fixes that I think are the downside of this product, which is not having any USB ports, not supporting Adobe Flash, which I think has become somewhat of a universal lingua franca when it comes to multimedia on the web. And also the fact that it's got this single task orientation. Fix some of those things and put a camera on it, and you can sign me up. So for now, that's Todd Turbo Watson on the new Apple iPad, logging off.